Like that. Welcome to another edition of Motivation 101.
Motivation 101 is your weekly reminder that greatness is built one choice, one action, and one moment of courage at a time. Mr. Steve, Happy New Year.
Good to be with you, Daniel. I look forward to this every week, my friend. Good to see you.
Y-
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New
Prosperous one
Year.
coming up.
Prosperous and bountiful New Year for both of us, especially our
Everyone.
motivation.
Yes,
Motivation
that's right.
101 and everyone for sure.
Our listeners, especially.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening us and I hope you will
What are we talking about
continue.
today, my friend?
Well, we'll talk about the small wins, big life, how micro progress creates
Uh,
massive change.
yes, small wins for sure. Stacking them up, stacking them up.
hmm So it's a new year, a new resolutions. Do you
Mhm.
do New Year's resolution, Mr. Steve?
I used to, but until I found out that the second Friday in January is actually been now titled Quitters Friday. So I now, rather than make resolutions, what I learned to do is I choose to um, call it um, building a better discipline. So taking a discipline, being more disciplined in one area, as opposed to saying, I'm going to make this because the second I miss it and feel like I've blown it, I go, well, there's that resolution gone. But if I say, this area I want to be more disciplined in when I make a mistake or when I don't follow through, it's not like I've broken something and been like, well, can't do that again. It's just trying to be more disciplined in an area, which comes over a matter of time. So hopefully by this time next year, I can look back and say that one thing that I wanted to be more disciplined in, it took me a year, but look where I was, and now look where I am. So I think those are better than, to me, resolutions, but to each their own. But that's my resolution.
Yes, indeed. Me too. I do much more discipline. Discipline
Yes,
make you habit or this. That's just like
we
what
talked
we
about
talk
that. Yeah,
about. Yeah, like we talked about last
that's
time.
right. Go
Discipline
back and
is
listen to that
habit.
episode
Yes,
for
discipline is a
sure.
habit, people. So practice
Mhm.
that one. So why do small wins build momentum faster than big goals, Mr. Steve?
Um, I think well, I know. Well, for me, it is the fact that like small wins are instant gratification, right? So we get that dopamine hit. We did something well, and that excites us. And so rather than we used to have a baseball saying when I played and when I was coaching, swinging for the fences. And if you missed swinging for the fences, well, you know, you felt defeated, but it's hitting it's hitting what we call just singles every time, moving yourself around the bases, just stacking up small wins. I mean, the game of baseball, if you want to use that as an illustration, um, you do far better by just moving around the bases by hitting little singles here and there. And those are stacking a bunch of those up way often, more times wins the game than it does like swinging at every pitch coming in and for the fences. So it's it feels good to get a small win and a whole bunch of small wins, you know, at the end of a week or whatever is much more
Mm,
than trying to chase that elusive goal that keeps trying seems like it keeps getting further out ahead of you. So that's my view on it anyway. What do you think?
yes. Yes, I think so. Small wins build momentum faster than
Mhm.
big goals because they create immediate evidence of progress with strengthens motivation, confidence, and of course, consistency. That's what we want.
Mm. That's where my wife's
Consistency.
really really good for me that way because often I am a swing for the fences type of guy. I used to be. And so I would chase big dreams, like yeah, let's all do it. And the more people surround me, but my wife is so sweet and so good at reminding me that, "Look what you accomplished today. That's a win. That's good. And,
Mm,
you'll get there, but look, that's a win." So, um, I think it's important to find people too that help you, it's good to take everyone's listening to everyone, but I think it's also surrounding yourself with also people that, um, can remind you that, small wins are still wins and that keep you motivated. We all need them, but trying to run this race alone in life is so difficult. So um, that's the danger of isolating ourselves from people.
hmm Definitely. So, how does progress reinforce motivation, Mr. Steve?
Well, progress is good, right? Like I am motivated when at I look back at my channel, the new channel we started at Swagability, and all of a sudden, you know, if you my first week, I thought I was gonna have 200,000 downloads, and I spent every minute trying to accomplish that and micromanaging everything, but if, I don't and I look at it completely different as opposed to, "Look what last week was, and now look what this week is," and, to me, it keeps me focused on moving in the right direction. Um, that's where I get motivated. So, um measured consistency equals, um, equals progress, which built over time it gets you to a good place, a really good place.
A good results too. And
Mm,
progress reinforces motivation by providing visible proof that efforts produces results, which
mhm,
strengthens confidence and commitment. When individuals see movement, even small steps forward, I think the brain interprets that the efforts as worthwhile, increasing
mhm,
willingness to continue. Just, I need to do this. I need to do this again and again with consistency.
yeah. I think that works in everything in life, like, some of the greatest leaders are people that, you know, take steps to move forward in a certain direction, and others see what they're doing, and then, yeah, y you start to find people that are following doing what you're doing. You soon see that progress affects other people as well, and, that's a motivation in itself. Having others, successful because of what you've done is another way of marking progress, but, um, we we never stand still in life. Uh, we're either there's no such thing as neutrality. We're either moving forward or sliding backward. There is no just saying the same because um, if we think that we can just stay neutral, then uh, we slide backwards just because of our natural tendencies. If we don't discipline and move forward, we're there. We don't do any good for ourselves. So you only have two options: to move forward or to not do anything at all. Is falling behind in life. So um, progress is a great measuring stick of what you're doing in life.
Yes, we need to move forward, people, not backward. Push to be forward because
Mhm.
underestimate compounding habits because of their, let's say, outcome. we need to push and push
Mhm.
and push, not to backward, because everything that we do backward means nothing. Going backward for our goals is nothing for me. Don't you think, Mr.
No, I
Steve?
mean, no one feels good. I don't feel good about that. If I miss say, well, we're doing podcasting, so let's take that. If I say, "Oh, I'll do it next week," or "I'll get to it next week," or "I'll do 4 next week." Well, that's not that's not just not moving forward. It's the whole everyone else around me's moving at a pace, so it's not a matter of me just staying still. It's actually I'm following falling further behind by not doing anything. There's no such truth as staying neutral. We're either moving forward in life or we're moving backwards because and everyone around us is doing the same. They're moving in a direction. So um, don't fall to the myth that just because you can push it off or that you'll delay it, that everything will just stay the same. Other people will continue to move forward, and therefore, out of necessity, you fall backwards. So I think that's
Mhm.
a good goal for 2026, or
Yes.
whatever year you're listening to this in, is to uh, recognize that no action inaction is falling behind. So action is necessity.
Yes. Or either stagnant, people. Don't stagnant or backward. Move forward. Why do people underestimate the compounding habits, Mr. Steve?
I think we underestimate small things because Um, I think we look around often at others, right? We're so
Mm-hmm.
often compare ourselves to what other people are doing, or look at how much money they're making, or I wish I had the ability to go and travel like they do. And when we start comparing ourselves to others, it 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 makes us we're not disciplined because we start making what I think silly decisions, trying to chase things that aren't within our grasp, but small, consistent habits that you stack together, those wins, they do produce goals. They can help, but not to. And you don't lose by trying. Um, you either try and move forward, and there's no such thing in my book as failure. It's either you get it right or you learn something that you didn't know. So maybe you weren't in the right niche or whatever for podcasting. Well, it doesn't mean your podcast fails. It means you have more information about where your market isn't, and you make an adjustment for it. So it's either getting it right in small steps or gathering information. Um, to me, too often we're comparing ourselves to others and expecting those exact results without putting in the work. And I think that's where many people get frustrated. It's not putting in the small work, like we said, small, consistent habits um, built over years of time will make for a very good legacy for those who watch you because they'll see what stacked wins look like.
Yes, people, don't compare yourself to others, because the more you compare, the more you're frustrated. Just build early habits. Gains feel
Mhm.
insignificant. And so the brain discount them to a favor of immediate results. This lead people to, let's say, they abandon their routines or accumulation because of noticeable. Compounding works quietly. Small actions reshape identity, skills, and confidence long before you produce a visible outcomes. Baby steps, people, baby steps. And by the time
You think
results
of somebody,
appear, yes.
yeah. No, I
And
think like for some, and targets look different for everybody, right?
mhm,
Like
yes.
everyone's goals are different. To somebody, it might be, I need to get out of bed and shower, and maybe that's been difficult because you've had a rough Christmas or whatever, but, um, it we're still here today, which means we're alive and well, we showed up, and so, I don't motivation is, to me, like, I wasn't motivated to wake up today, but my body did it anyway. I wasn't motivated to eat today, but
Mhm.
I did it. So we ap we do it in so many different areas. So I like to, again, maybe use the word discipline as opposed to motivation because we do it in so many other areas of our life. We don't have to get motivated to eat or motivated to sleep. So we have the skill set to be able to do things. It's just taking that mind shift and saying, well, I guess I do have habits of doing things in life and applying it to that one thing that you would like to see yourself succeed at. Um, do you
Mm.
agree? We do things all the time, every day that we don't say, "Well, I'm motivated to get dressed." You don't have to motivate yourself to get dressed. We just do it. And so I think, making that mind shift to realize we make decisions every day to do things that, so why not apply that same pattern of thinking to a task or a goal that you'd like to accomplish and make it non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable people. Motivation is just like love, people. Love sometimes gone, but because of your commitment and everything else,
Mm,
that makes the marriage go round. Just like motivation. If
commitment.
motivation is gone, as we talked about last week, there's a discipline and habit which lead you to success and consistency. So, Mr. Steve, what defines a meaningful small win?
Like I said, that could look so many different, like, we're all at different stages of life. Some people have, like I said, maybe they lost their job. Maybe they have just come through a rough season of life, and a small win for them is to put on a fresh pair of clothes and go outside for a walk today.
Mm-hmm.
And you make that a non-negotiable for the next week, 3 times a day. Well, then at the end of that week, doing that 3 times a day, you've got 21 wins that you just stacked up. So it's applying it to whatever situation you're in life. You cannot be successful. You cannot crawl out of a hole or whatever. It reminds me of, was it those, like, ants? They How do you get yourself out of a pit? Well, you simply you keep pulling down at the sides and that you keep filling it up from the bottom until you're eventually out. So it's making small non-negotiable things with yourself that, and it's making them realistic too, realistic non-negotiables. It can't be, "I'm gonna get up and run for 30 minutes every morning," if you've never run in your life. Like, you've gotta make, I think when we're talking about motivation, we need to make sure that the disciplines that we're building in, the non-negotiables we're making, are reasonable expectations, and, those reasonable expectations will eventually turn into an accomplished goal, and then you work on the next one and the next one.
Yes, people meaningful small wins is defined by alignment, completion, and progress, not by size. It's an action that directly supports a larger goal or a core value that's fully completed, even if it's modest. So celebrate your small
And
wins.
celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
We said it together, celebrate it. Yeah, that's
We
important, is,
celebrate.
like, acknowledge it and celebrate it for what it is. I got out of bed, I showered 4 times, whatever, this week, and I went for walks even when I didn't want to, and
Mm.
celebrate that because, if you don't celebrate it, no one else is gonna do it. So it's a matter of, um, yeah, You got to celebrate them.
Yes,
Yeah.
and be
And we're so hard on
grateful.
ourselves.
Yes, and be grateful,
That's right.
people.
We're
Be
so hard.
grateful. Be
Yeah.
thankful for everything and stop complaining. Thank God that you gave me this blessing. Thank God I have my partner, Mr. Steve, every
Mhm.
Saturday. Thank God we did created Motivation 101. Thank God we are empowering people all over the world through our podcast. So
Mhm.
be grateful, people, in everything and stop complaining. More blessing will flow to you if you stop complaining. So, how do
We
small.
live,
Yes, go ahead,
yeah.
Mr. Steve.
I was gonna say we live in the top 1%
Mm-hmm.
of the rest of the world, and, but because we have things so readily available to us, um, when yeah, we we compare ourselves to others, and we're all in the top 1% when we are we have so many things that we're blessed by each day that if we could only see the circumstances of where others are and go, "Whoa, thank you, God, that I have a warm house," or "Thank you, God, that I have people that care enough to visit me or bring me whatever." It's we need to be I think motivation, um, discipline, all those things, but we need to add that word that you said, celebrate with gratitude and thankfulness. That will Thankfulness will radicalize how, well you do in terms of motivating. Being thankful goes hand in hand with motivation. If you're not thankful, you will not be motivated to do anything.
Yes, definitely. So, how do small actions reduce overwhelm, Mr. Steve?
I'm maybe not the best person to answer that because if you could see my desk right now, I won't turn the camera down, but, if I would have over the last, week, taken care of small little actions, I wouldn't have had so much stuff I'm trying to catch up on now, but, I think small actions, save us from becoming overwhelmed with, um things that we then feel like we have to do. And when something becomes, feels like a chore that you're not motivated to even tackle, then it it becomes so hard to what's it? But they talk about steering a boat that's not moving. It's so difficult. Steering a car that's not moving is so difficult. I think if we're not doing small little things, it gets to a point where it it just gets harder and harder and harder to motivate ourselves to do something. So be very careful at how much time you allow. Uh, Vacations are good, but make sure be careful of how much time you allow small things to go unchecked. Um, I think when we leave them, we often get so overwhelmed that we don't know where to start. And that comes by too making sure you have people. That's why accountability is good. I have older men in my life that I meet with non-negotiables on Thursdays and just to ask me how my week is gone, what did I accomplish, what things would I've liked to done, and having those type of people in my life, they're not there to make me miserable. They're there to encourage me and to help me recognize the wins, but areas where also I can do better. So surround yourself with people, I would say, that that you trust to speak truth to you in love. And in doing so, I think that's a very helpful tool to have in terms of being motivated and successful. Surrounding yourselves by people that can tell you the truth in love and hold you accountable.
Mm. Yes, to protect you, to love you, whether who you are. Small actions
That's right.
reduces overwhelm by narrowing focus and restoring a sense of control. Overwhelm arises when, let's say, the mind fixates on the full scope of a problem, triggering stress
Yeah.
and paralysis. Breaking tasks into small, concrete actions shift attention from a magnitude to movement. And Mr.
Yeah,
Steve,
that's what happens.
yes, it's a
Go ahead.
good thought.
I was gonna say that's what happens with people that get into so much debt. Um, all as they see is this mountain that they just don't know how they're gonna get a handle on, and
Yes.
they give up on it, and they fall further behind, but to to stay out of it's just making it's looking at it. It's paying things off in small increments. It's playing the long game, even though life isn't a game. It's playing the long game, seeing that if I do this daily, then one day, mathematically, it works out. I will accomplish something, and so I think that's important too. Recognizing that the future. Um, those greater successes are there, but you got to celebrate them daily before you ever hit the end target of the one you're aiming for.
Yes. And Mr. Steve, to wrap up our discussion for today, how can celebrating progress improve discipline? Well, discipline again. That's what we talked about
It's not,
last
yeah,
week.
absolutely. Um, Celebrating, uh, well, nobody likes a party when it ends, right? And so
Yes.
celebrating small wins more often means more party. So, congratulate yourself, celebrate with others, have people that speak the truth to you in love, and celebrate weekly or every other day. Pick up the phone and tell people what you accomplished today, this week, and, um, because, sometimes we need to be our own best cheerleader, um, but those are I think heading into the new year, I think those are things people would do well is rather than make a resolution that once it's broken, you feel like a failure, why don't you decide one area or 2 areas that you want to be more disciplined in this year? That way, then when you do happen to slip up or you do have a time when you're not motivated, it's not like you've all of a sudden quit it or broke it. You've just decided that, "Okay, I need to get working back at it again and get back on the road, to success." Yeah, don't stay in
Mm,
the ditch too long. Yeah.
yes. And celebrating progress improves discipline by reinforcing the behavior you want to repeat. Discipline is sustained
Yes.
not by pressure alone, but by
Mhm.
feedback that signals effort is worthwhile. When progress
Mhm.
is acknowledged, even in small ways, the brain links consistency with reward, making flow through more automatic. So if you have a
Mhm.
disciplined people and you are reaping your progress, the more your brain do it again so that you will be more.
Dopamine.
Yes, the
That
dopamine
that's the
rush.
job of dopamine. The
Yes.
dopamine is says, "Good, I accomplished this. I feel good about this. I made my first $3 podcasting. Celebrate it.
Mhm.
$3 is more than you had yesterday and doing something you love. Celebrate a new product. Celebrate a new relationship. Celebrate the fact that you got through your inbox this week. So it may sound so silly, but negative self talk or not congratulating ourselves on things that I used to think it was a joke, but scientifically, negative self-talk is a terrible habit. So I think we need to be more disciplined in congratulating ourselves, talking good things about it. Um, and avoiding those negative thought processes that lead to us getting off the road of small wins into the ditch of just staying stagnant or becoming sliding backwards. Um, yeah.
Yes, and Mr. Steve, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Thank you, thank you. People, sustainable
Have
growth
a
is a
good week.
built. Yes, sustainable growth is a built through small, international, or intentional actions rather than a, let's say, dramatic breakthrough. Small wins create momentum. Progress reinforces motivation, and compounding habits quietly shape a long-term outcomes. When actions are manageable and aligned with meaningful goals, they reduce overwhelm and strengthen self-trust. Celebrating progress reinforces discipline by rewarding consistency and identity, not just results. In the end, lasting change is not driven by intensity, but by repeated proof that steady efforts works. Just like what we're doing on
It's a wheel of
Motivation
success.
101. Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's a wheel of success. Every one of those things you do leads to the other one, and then you link back to the first one. So, all those things, the celebrating the small win, getting up and doing it again, having other people help hold you accountable for what you want to be more disciplined in, all those things, look at it as a circle. You keep repeating them over and over and over again. And, well, every wheel that gets pushed and start to move, it's going to start to roll. And when you start to roll, you're making progress when you don't even know it.
Yes. And you're now celebrating the big win. For sure. Just like what we are doing here on Motivation 101, we are always celebrating every episode that we are doing. So, Mr. Steve, would
Mm.
you like to plug in something?
I am very grateful for that, Daniel, for allowing me to share the work of Swagability. Swagability is a nonprofit movement my wife and I started, and we have the Swagability Show where we help those that face trauma, that face disability, PTSD, and as a C5 quadriplegic, we want to help you thrive wherever life finds you. You can visit us at swagability.com or subscribe to our website over at Swagability Live.
Yes, people will support Master Steve because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering advocacy like this will rise. And I
We
want to
will
plug
too.
in my upcoming podcast, People Trivia 101, coming this month
Mm,
with Mr. Bob Lemon. Trivia. So please tune in for that. Trivia 101. So, Mr.
that'll be fun.
Steve. Yes. So, Mr. Steve, would you like to plug in your upcoming podcast?
I would, yeah. The Swagability Show is weekly airing, and I'm so excited about a new one. It's called Swags Five to Thrive. 5 minutes of encouragement found in the Bible. 5 minutes on the go that you can learn practical understanding of why God wants to encourage us, bless us, motivate us, and keep us in His Word. Coming out this January, Swags 5 to Thrive. Thank you, Daniel.
You're most welcome. Yes, people, listen to the podcast if you want to motivate and learn the goodness of God. Moticom people, see you
Good to see you.
soon.